Bible. So we're getting ready for Mardi Gras, aren't we? Is that what's happening? I'm not. God dang it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's the view that I like. All right, Sharon, hey, great to see you. Joni, greetings also. Could be a little warmer, David. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. It's up to 45 in Knoxville, though, Pick is saying. Well, hello. That's sweet watch. This watch, the Apple Watch. Yeah, it's an old. It's one of the old ones. I mean, as old as it can be. Not quite as old as it could be. There's newer Apple Watches, that's for sure. So let's see if I can figure out how to get on to. Oh man, this does not want to show me today's videos. If I go to my home, it's on there. Oh, I think I can see it now. It's one of the old ones. All right. Now I'm turning down the. Not quite as old. To see if I'm just trying to be able to look at comments on YouTube, and I apologize, YouTubers, but it doesn't seem like it's working. This plan of looking at the YouTube comments on here is not working, and so as we all know, I'm a little technologically challenged. Yeah, Stephanie, there is an alien up there. Not a real alien. That's part of a Halloween costume. It used to have a little microphone inside the mask and then a speaker. So when you wore the mask and you talked, it would make your voice sound like a robot. Scott, you had a streaming Mardi Gras gig last night. That sounds great. Have to say you're so impressed with my multitasking on this cast. Looked like twice the messages on a huge screen. Yeah, well, I don't know how understanding it works. I left my mug in the corner. I don't know. Maybe I did. Flavia, can I get a techie friend to help? My techie friends are all busy with their clients who've got more cash than me to help out right now. So I'm hesitant to call my techie friends for help in these type of situations. I might be able to. Let me see if I can put it on the. If I put it on the computer, I wonder if I'll be able to. I'll mute it, and then maybe I can put it on this screen. I know that this is an idea that Ed suggested the other day. So I'm going to try this. So I've got some narwhal. I got some narwhal facts for us today. Oh God, I don't understand. There's a lot of things that are alerting me about a lot of things right now. I've got some narwhal facts, so we're going to have Narwhal Wednesday, and I have to say, I was fairly excited about it. So if I'm watching, now it says 3 people are watching on YouTube, so that's nice. And I'm still not seeing my comments there on the tube views. Oh, here we go. The Global. If anyone knows what's happening, it's me. Thanks, The Global. You don't see us, but we see you. I'm glad that I have a good posse there. It's good to see you, Global. I'm seeing you over there, but that's why I was looking over there talking to you. But I know that you're here. I know this is where you really are. So great. I just need to get 4 or 5 devices in the mix, and then it'll all come together. Yeah, and I'll be so busy saying hello to everyone that I won't get anything done. Hello, Todd. And Jen's here. Burr, you're cold. Yeah, Jen's are Stephanie. Narwhals are one of the world's unicorns. Exactly. Rhinos are the other one. So, Dave, I'm happy to hear it. Your fiance is there. So, yeah, narwhals, or narwhales, it's also spelled, or monodons, or monoceros, monoceros, not rhinoceros, monoceros. So the narwhal, it looks like a beluga whale, except beluga whales I think are paler. Narwhals are dark gray, as far as I can tell. They're up to 17 feet long and weigh up to 4,200 pounds. There's world population is estimated to be between 80 and 100,000, these narwhals. So they look like they look like big dolphins or beluga whales with a unicorn tusk coming out the front, spinning around unicorn tusk. And the tusk, the males grow the tusk. Sometimes a female will grow the tusk, but mostly it's the males. And it's actually, the tusk is not a tusk growing out of their forehead. It's a tooth. It's their left canine tooth that grows through their upper lip and out. So that's some narwhal fact that I just got here. Oh, you guys are having a little conversation. Sue's here. I'm glad to see you, Sue. So the narwhal tusk is not, it's not a unicorn tusk. It's the left canine tooth that grows through the lip of the males, not the females, the males. And then sometimes the females will also grow up, but mostly it's the males. And sometimes the right canine tooth will also grow out. So you get a narwhal with two tusks. So it's not a monoceros, it's a binoceros. But I thought it was interesting that it was that lower left canine that grows through the lip. And narwhals only have two teeth. They just have those two canine teeth. They all narwhals, they grow a tusk and they don't have a dorsal fin because they swim underneath the ice. They're very dependent, like polar bears. Except they're on the other side of the ice. They're dependent on the ice, and they spend a lot of their time under that ice. I guess not a complete amount because they're a mammal, so they have to breathe. They've got the blowhole, but they don't have that dorsal fin. They live in the northern Arctic Ocean, near Greenland, and on either side of Greenland and up around northern Canada. They swim around in pods of 5 to 20, and sometimes in the summertime the pods are bigger, up to around 100 or hundreds. So they have no sharp teeth. They just have those two canines, and they can't chew. They feed mostly on cod, shrimp, and squid. And the way that they do it is they get close to them and then suck them in and swallow them. Wow, you guys are all talking about the weather there. Sue, you're saying your friend in Texas says power was off for 50 hours. She just got it back. Easy peasy. That is a long time to be without power in the cold. We looked at the map of the New York Times last night, and in the New York Times of the weather, and it was just those that were above freezing were California coast, Florida, and south of North Carolina coast. That was it. Everywhere else in the United States was below freezing. Unbelievable. Brutal, Phil. Yeah, I hear you. So my heart goes out to all you guys. I've got the electric heater on in here. As you can tell, I've got power. That's how I'm able to do this. So narwhals can dive up to 5,000 feet, possibly probably more. They say it's the deepest of any ocean mammal, but how can they really know that? Some whales might be diving deeper than that. They have a long lifespan for an ocean mammal. They can live up to 50 years, narwhals, 50-year-old narwhal. So at this point, I'm 10 years older than the oldest narwhal. The females mature between 6 and 8 years old, and males mature a bit older at 11 to 13, much like human beings, although I would put our age as maturity. I think male human beings mature more between 27 and 38. And they're off lady narwhal action. And so that's what we know about narwhals. That's what I know about narwhals. Now you know, I think, everything I know about narwhals. So congratulations. When you're writing in your journal tonight about what happened today, you can say, I know as much as Jake Johansson knows about narwhals. So congratulations. Happy Wednesday, everybody. The favorite thing is that tusk. That tusk is not a unicorn horn. It's a tooth, which is a weird. What if your actual unicorn that's like a horse with a tooth that's growing up through its head? Anyway. Sue just finally got her driveway cleaned off. You don't even really have to clean your driveway now. We're all virtual. Well, I guess you got to get the car out to go get groceries and everything. So what else are we in here? But how do they taste? Rich Jatuch is asking. I don't know how narwhals taste. I'm assuming they taste similar to dolphin. If that's any help at all. Phil is saying he's 63 and almost mature. Yeah, well, your mileage may vary, Phil. I feel like in some ways, and certainly Lady Jerry would back me up on this, I'm also a teenager. So Andrew's saying you would not. Andrew, you're saying you would not ride that horse with the tooth that's going up through its head. Yeah, that horse is going to be in a bad mood. Although, what's a bad mood for a narwhal? That's a question. Bob, you're saying your narwhal steaks were farm raised, free range, and kelp fed. No, narwhals are not vegetarians. They are. I guess it's carnivorous, fishivorous, pescatarian. Narwhals are pescatarians. Well, they live in the ocean, so it makes sense that they would eat fish, but or tiny ocean. I suppose they'll eat whatever they can suck into that toothless mouth they have. Jen, you're saying you're not mature. Yeah, there's something to be said for retaining your juvenility. It is a bit of a put down one, but I also think you got to be juvenile from time to time and back that ass up. I think that's juvenile. Back that ass up. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Was it bad rye bread that prompted the unicorn sightings by sailors? Unicorn sightings? Well, I don't know if it was. I think if they were talking about narwhals, they look like unicorns. So you don't have to eat any bad bread. You got to be pretty drunk to think that a manatee is a mermaid. You got to, or you got to be dealing with a very specific kind of crop of ladies that you think a manatee looks like a mermaid. But yeah, I don't know much about bad bread and narwhals. Yeah, I bet steak is expensive when you go out to eat in the ocean, Rich. You're probably very right about that. If you go to one of those wherever SpongeBob eats and order a steak, you can pay for it. Oh my God, we went to a place the other day on the sidewalk down by the beach to have breakfast, and they had steak and eggs. I'm just looking to see if I can see the comments in here, and I cannot see the comments on the iPad. The Global is saying every briefing he turns in, thumbs up, and say one quick post based on the first sentence I hear. Well, thank you, man. The Global, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support on the YouTube. If you were a sailor and you're going out to sea, you remember to bring your soy sauce and some lemons so you can put it on your narwhal. You gotta bring your own hot sauce. That's an important. You're going to be a popular sailor if you've got hot sauce in the middle of the ocean. Christopher, you're saying the boss finally left, so you get to catch the end of the show for the first time in a few days. Well, Chris, I'm sorry that your boss is being so workaholic-y right now. Jen, you're saying Ron is cooking because you just got power for a few minutes. Yeah, woohoo. Yeah, I suppose. And it's not the weather to fire up the barbecue, but I guess that's what you got to do. Dave, you're asking if there's any camper updates. I did get an email from Colin at Kimbo, and he said they've received my down payment, and so our pickup date of June 16th is secure. I did not get in touch yet with the Toyota dealer that I was thinking might have in stock that I want, and I'm hopefully going to be able to go to the Toyota to look for a Toyota Tacoma tomorrow. But we do have the tree trimming guys. They're coming to trim our neighbor's giant cottonwood tree, and so I've got to be back. I've got to be around here for that. But Lady Jerry may be handling that. Andrew, you're asking, do we have solar panels on our house? Bill Maher has been complaining about California regulations obstructing getting his solar up and running. I think that, Andrew, his problem may have to do with Beverly Hills, the state of California. But I'm not super deep in Bill Maher's problems, but I did watch his show as you did, and I saw that. And I think when he showed the picture of his shed that he was having trouble getting permits, that's a city building permit. So he's probably dealing with the city of Beverly Hills. And I can imagine the city of Santa Monica is tricky, but we do have solar incentives, so I could imagine it would be easy for us to get permits to do that. But because of this giant tree in a big apartment building, we don't get enough sunlight, at least we've been told, to justify the cost of the solar panels. There is a solar panel on the new camper that we're getting, and I'm in touch with one of my friends, Kirk, Sue, of Kirk and Kyle, and Kirk is going to help me pick out a battery for the camper. He texted me this morning, and I got to get back to him. So this is sort of a lame way to communicate with your friends. But then again, what the hell do we think we're doing right now? Sue, you're saying you're so jealous of the van life we'll have. Well, let's. I don't know if you saw the show on Monday, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I think it's going to be really great and fun, but I don't know how great it's going to be in that confined space, and the toiletry action in terms of sponge baths and using a little cassette toilet. I'm not positive how much we're going to be loving it, but I think it's going to be great. Think it's going to be great. So thanks, Sue. We have to talk outside of here, and I'll bring you up to speed. Speaking of tree guys, Rachel, you're saying you have a crush on your arborist. He only comes once every few years, so it's okay. It's sad when in the middle of your marriage, as I'm pretty sure. Arborists are pretty cool. Here in California, it's hard to find a certified arborist because there's so many people who are just contracting out their tree work to, 5 crazy guys with a chainsaw. And in fact, I think you can Google that, and it is a business, 5 crazy guys with a chainsaw. So power outages, Flavia, you're saying, are why we need wood stoves. If we had a wood stove here, you wouldn't be so worried about power outages. Instead, you have a pellet stove, which uses electricity. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, well, wood stoves now are illegal in California. We don't have wood stoves, and we don't have fireplaces because of the carbon emissions from burning wood. So we do still have a wood-burning fireplace, but Lady Jerry has recently hired some guys to come out and put in there is a gas burner in there to start it already, and we're going to put in a nicer gas burner and sand and some decorative pebbles to have a gas-burning fancy pants fireplace, which we will also not be able to cook anything on. Well, I suppose you could have a weenie roast on that. Push came to shove, and you went total apocalypse, but you'd have to be pretty desperate to do that. All right. Chicks dig arborists, Dave is saying. Picked up on that before. Yeah. Well, everybody likes trees. Bob, you're saying you're fighting your town on a zoning issue right now. Just dropped up of a petition signed by 60% of affected owners. Is that to allow cat grooming in the front yard? That's the city can be really weird in terms of when we first built this house. I wanted to put in a gray water recycling thing, so to hook up all the shower and tub and sink drains and the washing machine drain to go out into a gravel field in the yard, and it was illegal. You could be fined for doing it. And of course, by the time the house was 10 years old, they're now offering incentive property. So first they're telling you you're a criminal, and then they're asking you why you didn't do the thing that you should be doing. So that's the thing. Sue, you're saying that's the name of your landscaping company, Mark's 5 Crazy Guys with a Chainsaw. I don't know why Mark. I don't know. I think you want to, in order to, and I know there's no yellow pages anymore, but I do think we still are slaves to the alphabet. In other words, Aaron's 5 Crazy Guys with a Chainsaw is preferable to Zeke's 5 Crazy Guys with a Chainsaw. And in fact, if you started off with the number 5 Crazy Guys with a Chainsaw, wind up ahead of both of those. but I'm not sure of what I know about alphabetizing in the Yellow Pages, but I think that that's possibly true. El Paso still has power. They stayed on the national grid. Congratulations. Um, so, Rachel, to you, Arbor Day celebrates hot tree guys. Yeah, of course. Of course. I can't wait for Arbor Day this year. Um, yeah, Jen, you say you hit up guys. It is the all of the tree guys and yard guys here are also, I think Latino is what we're supposed to say, but in fact, our tree guys are Mexican guys. Um, Bob, you're saying you switch from a pellet stove to a wood stove. You have a 90-acre heavily wooded golf course, so your firewood is free. Yeah, well, congratulations to you. I hear those pellet stoves are supposed to be great, but now you're in the world of having to buy this processed wood, and as um, I think it was Flavia was saying, you got to have an electric thing to start it up. Um, yes, Brad. Yo, Jake. Yes, Brad. What is it? Heat wave. It's 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations to you, sir. You ever want to freak out a young person, just pull out a Yellow Pages next time they try to order a pizza. Andrew, no kidding. I wish I had the map, the LA map thing, excuse me, that we used to use here in Los Angeles to get around the city was called a Thomas Guide. And it's, you'll have one map that's a big general map of the area within little squares that are numbered off. And you pick the square that you're starting off in, and then you go there and it zooms into a street level thing. And then when you get to the edge of that map, it tells you what page you have to turn to get to the next map that's here. Or if you go to this, if you get to the top edge of the map, it's got a number that says, and so you're paging around the book. So to travel across town. But the good news about that is it doesn't go out on a power failure. So after the apocalypse, man, I'm sitting on a fortune with these Thomas Guides and National Road Atlases. Although I also would remind you that what I learned from Ted Koppel's book about our power gas pumps need electricity to pump gas, and so these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these boots are going to walk to a bike store and then I'm going to be riding a bike in my boots. So there's your power grid failure advice from me. Of course, if it's freezing cold outside, I recommend you stay inside and start looking for things that you can burn in your fireplace. Going to be 36 degrees there, Rich. Yeah, well, it sounds like it's warming up. Sue, you're saying you just have to plan your trip the night before to be able to know what map you need to be on? Well, I think we're going to be having to do a lot of advanced planning, actually, because the campground reserve, that's a whole nother problem that we're going to be, with the pooping, the showering, the campground reserving. These are going to be my big challenges. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what we're going to be doing. And when I say stupid, I'm talking to myself. Keep a car battery with an inverter for essentials like phone charging. I've seen running a Traeger way off grid. Oh, that's a good idea, Scott. Yeah, well, we do have a small solar panel that we use to charge this little small battery that is the kind that you would use for camping. But we use it to charge our cell phones. We charge it off a 30, I think it's a 30 watt solar panel or amp that we charge this little solar battery and then charge our cell phones off. Jen, you're saying anything under 60 degrees is miserable temperature-wise. I would say my ideal temperature range is around 55 to 80. I like it. I like a nice jacket weather, but if it gets down below 55, then I'm having trouble acclimating. So there you've got there, and that's my temperature preferences for today. So I don't know what's going on with the vaccine. I still keep meaning to go by the Walgreens and see if they've got some vaccine yet, and what I got to do to get on that list. So Andrew, what do you say? Jake, maybe you can ease into your national tour by doing stand-up at campgrounds on my road trip. Bring the entertainment to the camper masses. Yeah, well, Andrew, I did purchase a small PA system, um, and so that's possible, but I don't know how popular I would be there doing comedy shows at campgrounds. Michael Jacket Johansson, yes. Good to see you, Michael. Welcome aboard from Europe. The ideal temperature for sleeping for Flavia is 65 degrees. Michael, you're going to have to do these conversions yourself. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 17, 18. Dave, you're saying you have a couple of those guys. Oh, I'm going to check that generator, Dave. Thank you. I'm just clicking the link so that I can look at that after the show. I was looking at one called well, dude, I'll let you know what my friend Kirk tells me and where we're at on that on our next camper update. You don't even know if or when the vaccine is available. You're sort of dragging your feet about getting it. I would get it if I could get it, but I understand what you're saying. I think it's everybody I know who's had it has had minimal. There's a little soreness, no big deal, or zero. Rich, you're saying use the I'm a famous guy at the campground. I doubt a lot of famous guys will be camping. No offense. Yeah, no offense taken, Rich. No, the offense will come when I try and tell someone that I'm famous. It's like when I'm checking into a hotel and they want to know my address and my phone number, and I don't want to give it to them, and then they want to know why, and I say, well, I'm kind of famous. I'm here to do the comedy club. And they go, well, I haven't heard of you. So once you're in an issue where you're trying to explain to someone how you're famous, it's not a good, emotionally, it doesn't feel good in your heart area. So you got you got on the vax list this morning, Dave. Congratulations. Happy hump day. All right, it's time for today's Seize the Day, and then I've got to take my daughter to basketball and figure out when I'm going to go to the Toyota dealership. Now, today's Seize the Day is, Flavia, you're saying put some old Letterman appearances on my phone. Oh, that can go bad. Let me tell you, you tell people you're famous, they say, oh, we don't think you're famous. Then you got to show them on the internet, on your phone, that you've been on Letterman more than anybody else. And then you show them a Letterman appearance and they go, well, I still don't think that's that funny. I can't risk that. I can't risk that. I've got to protect my delicate underbelly. Anthony Bourdain. Today's Seize the Day is from Anthony Bourdain, and he is in a jiu-jitsu gi. And this Seize the Day by Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace, sweet Anthony, is about jiu-jitsu. I do it because it's hard, because it's the hardest I've ever done, and because it never ends. Every day presents me with a series of problems that I spend the rest of the day thinking about. I might solve or at least chip away at. Next day, same, and the day after that. And that is one of the great things about jiu-jitsu. Oh, the Seize the Day sign. And that was your Seize the Day, Seize the Day, Seize the Day. And that is the great thing about jiu-jitsu, and physical focus 100%, and you're trying to solve these problems. And this idea that your opponent and your training partner, opponent and partner are the same, and they're helping you get better by presenting you with these challenges. And it's a kind of a puzzle. It's a conversation back and forth. I'm going to do this. Well, this is what I'm going to do to counter that. And Anthony summed that up. I'm really sad that he's no longer with us, and I can't someday look forward to meeting him and talking to him about jiu-jitsu, because it would be of a similar vintage if he was around. But that shouldn't stop us from training jiu-jitsu and talking to each other about it. So, Jake, you should go on one of those survival excursions with Bear Grylls. Do you think I would? Do I think I would enjoy that? I don't think I would enjoy that. I feel like I have some survival skills. I don't consider myself a macho person, but I can swim in pretty cold water and go for for a long time, and I can do challenging things, but I'm not David Goggins tough that way. And I'm not positive how tough Bear Grylls is, but even if you're talking about some of the other guys who are a bit more genuinely facing those challenges, I don't think that that's something that I would enjoy. Although I have been curious about some of those kind of endurance gut check type challenges that I could take on jiu-jitsu style, which is, I don't know if I'm better than anyone else at jiu-jitsu, but I definitely am better than I was 1 year ago. I can, and that's your teaser for Motivational Monday next week. So, Scott, you're asking if we're going to, me and Lady Jerry are going to RV boot camp. I don't know. We're gonna go on internet RV boot camp. So thank you guys for being here today. Happy Hump Day, everybody, and we'll see you all tomorrow on First Friday. Have a great night, and don't give up. There will be plenty.